Attorney-at-Law Don Christopher has added his voice to those questioning the motive of the Speaker of the House Assembly for not granting a request of leave to two members of the United Workers' Party. MP for Salisbury and Marigot, whose seats are now vacant, requested absence from the House of Assembly, but it was turned down by the Speaker.
Even if a man has not gone to the House, from the moment he is elected and performing duties in his constituency, he is the representative for that constituency and should be paid. And I am saying that under the standing orders, Order 51, the respective parliamentarians, they wrote to the Speaker to say they could not come to the House, and it was a matter of conscience. And then she went on under 15.2 and said they had no leave for them from her. And as a result, she took action that they had been absent from the House for 3 consecutive meetings. And as a result, the seats would become vacant. I am saying it was unreasonable for the Speaker to do that because she got communication from the 2 PAL reps, and she should have given them leave. But of course, what is the motive? The motive is that the government of the day had already said that they wanted all 21 seats, and they are in a haste to take away the remaining seats. And that is why I think that the international community should know what is happening in Dominica. A one-party state, as they had in many African countries, in communist countries.
Attorney-at-Law Don Christopher. Foreign Minister of Australia Stephen Smith has told the 13th meeting of the COFCO in Dominica the Caribbean students could soon find it easy to study in Australia. It is expected that over some $10 million worth of scholarships will be made available through the Australia Award Scholarship and Fellowship Program. Stephen made the announcement at the gathering of Ministers of Foreign Affairs and Community Relations in Dominica today.
Australia will open up to students from the Caribbean our Australia Awards Scholarship and Fellowships program. Over the next 4 years, some $10 million worth of scholarships and fellowships will be made available. And it's a very good thing from Australia's perspective to see young students from the Caribbean coming to Australia. We're also doubling our contribution to communities.
Foreign Minister of Australia Stephen Smith. The Dominica Labour Party representative for the Marigot constituency, Senator Dayton Baptist, says he is ready should a by-election be called in the Marigot constituency. That seat became vacant following an announcement by the Speaker of the House of Assembly, Alex Boyd Knight, on Wednesday. The MP for Marigot, Edison James, failed to show up in Parliament for 3 consecutive sit-ins.
Well, I am prepared if in case there's a by-election to represent the people to the best of my ability. What we need in Marigot really is representation. And I am fully and ready and waiting to represent my people in Marigot. Well, they haven't had any discrepancy for the past couple of weeks now. I think they are satisfied with what is going on and decided to, as I asked them to show the grievance aside and move on. Let's move on with the constituency, so they are prepared and ready to move on. Well, things are going on pretty good so far. We are on the ground and we are hoping that we would get better and better every day. Because all we would want to see is development come into our community. So I believe now is the right time for us to, as I ask them again, to unite and come together and let us move on with the development of our people.
Dominica Labour Party representative for the Marigot constituency, Senator Dayton Baptist. Meantime, chairman of the DLP Marigot Constituency Association, Harold Tyson, says the search is on for a new candidate to contest that seat on a DLP ticket. He says constituents are not happy with the representation from Dayton Baptist.
From after the election, Mr. Baptist, this time refused to meet with the people. Though we have had many meetings, actually we have had about 5 meetings from after the election. Mr. Baptist refused to attend any of those meetings. So at this time, is Mr. Baptist going to come to us to ask him to vote for us? Well, as far as some people think, it's too late. And at present, we are the Constituency Association. We are, of course, at this point, looking for candidates, and we have been talking with other persons to represent us for the Labour Party, and we are hoping that good sense will prevail with the party hierarchies, and they will not just decide that they're going to impose a candidate on us. But it's time that we in Maraga decide what we want for ourselves, because it seems to be for the past years that people seem to don't want to first. It happens on the government side, it happens on the opposition side. It doesn't happen presently. This is about people doing what they want first, and we need to stand up at this time. I'm asking the people of Maragot, Labour Right as well as United Party supporters, to come together and to decide what is it they want for themselves.
Tyson says officials of the Dominica Labour Party have also sided with him in that regard.
But yes, I have been getting calls all day in relation to we need to get a candidate in place to run, because we are not satisfied. Well, the people generally are not satisfied with the representation that Mr. James, yes, is or should have been the parliamentary representative and has been the parliamentary representative for the past years. I think he has done his part, and we want to thank him for doing his part. But probably I think that his time has come to a close or to an end. Probably he needs to take a back seat and allow somebody else to take the mantle. And it's very interesting to know that there are party officials or party hierarchies who have advised us on getting a candidate in place. If we have to run the candidate independent, then we may just have to do that.
Chairman of the DLP Maraga Constituency Association, Harold Tyson. Peace is expected to be on the front burner of the first ever Jam for Peace, set to take place in June this month. The initiative is a product of the West Tourism Improvement Committee and is set as a follow-up to the recent visit of criminologist Dr. Peter Sejean. Chairperson of the West Tourism Committee, Afinia Benjamin, says the Peace Jam will also make use of the talent spanning through the Wesley community.
The whole idea of the Jam for Peace is just for all the community to get together and focus on different things in the village, all sectors or segments of the community, so we can, work together as a dynamic group. And from there, we will try to enhance our tourism product. There are several spaces in Wesley that we need to enhance. So we're making the first move by going with the Jam for Peace, and then we move forward from there.
Chairperson of the West Tourism Committee, Afinia Benjamin.